This is my recipe for one of my recipes for making an apple bread or muffins or cookies. Um, what I did was I start with my basic baking mix that I use. I make up 2 cups of flour, um, maybe a half a teaspoon to a teaspoon of salt. I use sea salt, um, and then let's see what else. There's about a tablespoon of baking powder and about a third of a cup to a half a cup of shortening fat, lard. I used coconut oil. Cut that all together. Then that is the basic baking mix. And with that, I added about 3/4 of a cup of some whole wheat flour to this recipe. About 3/4 of a cup of oats, and I mixed it all together. I added a couple tablespoons of baking soda, and then I added 2 eggs. So there's 1 egg for each cup of flour, and then I added a container of yogurt. I didn't have any plain yogurt or vanilla, so I used blueberry yogurt, and I mixed that all together with a can of applesauce. You can always use fresh apples, whatever you want to use, but I used applesauce in the can, and then mix it all together, and then you can add some spices if you want. You can add vanilla, you can add nutmeg, clove, allspice, or you can use cinnamon. I put a little cinnamon in this, and then stir it all together, and then I add some apple juice to it to get it to the consistency I want. And I like it close to that of like waffle batter or a little thicker. If it's cookies, a little bit thicker. You can always add more flour and stuff if you need to. Then I put it in lightly greased dishes. You don't have to put it in anything greased. I just like it better that way. It makes it a little crunchy on the outside and helps keep it from sticking to the pans a little better. I just drop them onto the cookie sheet, about a tablespoon at a time for each cookie. I fill up the pans a little over halfway to make the loaves. And for cupcakes, I fill them up about 2/3 of the way. Then I let the recipe mix rise before I bake it. Um, because with the baking powder in there, it helps rise up, and then it makes it more fluffy. Then I cook it for about 375, 350 to 375 for maybe 15 to 20 minutes with the cookies. Check them like after like 12 minutes, make sure they're not burning. And then, because with the sugar in there, they can burn easily. And then up to like 35, 40 minutes with the bread. On muffins are about 25 minutes. And that's it.